Who was the Ezrahite in the Bible? Who was the Ezrahite in the Bible? The Ezrahite is a term found in the Bible, referring to two individuals, Ethan the Ezrahite and Haman the Ezrahite. Both are mentioned as talented musicians, poets, and wise men in the Old Testament. Ethan the Ezrahite is credited as the author of Psalm 89, while Haman the Ezrahite is recognized for his work in Psalm 88. These individuals were not only known for their wisdom but also their roles in the spiritual and cultural life of Israel during the reigns of Kings David and Solomon. While the exact lineage of the Ezrahites remains a subject of debate among biblical scholars, some believe they were descendants of Zerah, a son of Judah. Others suggest that the term Ezrahite may actually refer to a pre-Israelite family. Regardless of their specific ancestry, Ethan and Haman held prominent and honorable positions in ancient Israel. They contributed to the nation's wisdom literature and left a lasting impact on the understanding of faith through their heartfelt expressions of lament in their psalms. Key takeaways: Ethan and Haman were talented musicians, poets, and wise men in ancient Israel. The Ezrahite lineage is a subject of debate, potentially linked to the descendants of Zerah or a pre-Israelite family. Their psalms provided lasting insights into faith, particularly through expressions of lament. Biblical references. Who was the Ezrahite in the Bible? Here are some bullet points about the Ezrahite musician mentioned in the Bible. The Ezrahite musician is referred to as Haman the Ezrahite in 1 Chronicles 6:33 and 1 Chronicles 6:44. He was one of the three sons of Joel, who was a descendant of Gershon, one of the sons of Levi. This made Haman a Levite. As a Levite, Haman was part of the priestly caste responsible for temple worship and service. He was appointed by King David to serve as a musician and singer in the tabernacle of the Lord. 1 Chronicles 6:33 lists Haman as one of the temple musicians appointed to give thanks to the Lord. He is described as a seer, meaning he had prophetic or spiritual gifts in addition to his musical talents. Haman worked closely with Asaph and Jeduthun, the other two chief temple musicians appointed by David. Together, they were responsible for leading temple worship through songs, hymns, prayers, and music played on instruments. Haman's musical skills and spiritual gifts made him a prominent leader among the Levitical musicians in the tabernacle. He helped establish the standard of worship music and ceremonies in the tabernacle under King David's reign. The Ezrahite musician refers specifically to Haman, one of the three chief Levitical singers and musicians serving God at the tabernacle. 1 Kings 4:31 in the Old Testament. The Ezrahite is mentioned in the context of King Solomon's wisdom. 1 Kings 4:31 states that Solomon was wiser than anyone else, including Ethan the Ezrahite. Ethan the Ezrahite was known as a wise man, but King Solomon's wisdom surpassed his. This sets the stage for understanding the role of the Ezrahite in the biblical narrative and highlights the significance of wisdom in the Bible. Psalms. Ethan the Ezrahite is also mentioned in the book of Psalms, specifically as the author of Psalm 89. The title of this psalm is a maskil of Ethan the Ezrahite. The theme of wisdom continues in this psalm, as it is a didactic poem that imparts teachings and ideas. The psalm reveals a deep understanding of God's steadfast love and faithfulness, showcasing the wisdom and spiritual insight of Ethan the Ezrahite. 1 Chronicles. In 1 Chronicles, the Ezrahite is referenced in multiple chapters. In 1 Chronicles 2:6, Ethan the Ezrahite is mentioned as a descendant of Zerah, the head of a Judahite family. Chapters 6 and 15 of 1 Chronicles offer further details about Ethan and his role as a Levite. The Levites were a tribe of Israel responsible for the priestly duties and religious activities. Ethan the Ezrahite served as a musician in the service of God, further emphasizing his wisdom and spiritual understanding. The biblical references to the Ezrahite paint a picture of a wise and spiritually gifted man, who played important roles in both the tribal and religious aspects of biblical history. His wisdom, albeit surpassed by King Solomon, serves as a symbol of the importance of wisdom and understanding in the context of the Bible. Ethan the Ezrahite. Affiliation with King Solomon. Ethan the Ezrahite was a wise man in King Solomon's time, known for his wisdom and knowledge. Despite his wisdom, he was not as wise as King Solomon, who was renowned for being the wisest man ever. According to the Bible, Solomon's wisdom was greater than that of Ethan the Ezrahite and other wise men of his time. 1 Kings 4:31. Maskil. Ethan the Ezrahite is credited with composing a maskil, which is a musical or poetic term found in the title of several psalms. This particular maskil is associated with Psalm 89, a contemplative song that highlights the importance of God's covenant with King David and his descendants. The term maskil suggests that the psalm offers insightful and instructive content to those who read or study it. Musician and psalmist. As a musician and songwriter, Ethan the Ezrahite contributed significantly to the religious, musical, and poetic traditions of ancient Israel. He is specifically mentioned in Psalm 89's title as a maskil, contemplation, of Ethan the Ezrahite. This attribution demonstrates his role as a creative and skilled psalmist of his era. The exact nature of Psalm 88 remains unclear due to limited information available about Ethan's association with it. However, his contribution to Psalm 89 highlights his talent for composing thought-provoking and meaningful religious texts in the form of songs and poetry. Family lineage. Descendant of Zerah. The Ezrahite is a term mentioned in the Bible to signify a descendant of Zerah, one of the sons of Judah. 1 Chronicles 2:6. Zerah was the twin brother of Perez, and their story can be traced back to Genesis. Genesis 38. The designation Ezrahite indicates membership to a family or clan that descended from Zerah, thereby reflecting the importance of lineage and ancestry in biblical times. Sons of Mahal. In reference to the Bible, the Ezrahite is also associated with the sons of Mahal. 1 Kings 4:31. Ethan and Haman, who were attributed as sons of Zerah, were considered as wise men and part of the renowned sons of Mahal. Their wisdom was highly respected, and their knowledge gained them acknowledgement in both the religious and intellectual spheres of ancient Israel. Connection to the Levites. While the Bible primarily describes the Ezrahite as a descendant of Zerah, there is a hypothesis that links them to the Levites, particularly through the figure of Ezra. Ezra, a scribe and a priest, was well versed in the laws given to Moses and to the people of Israel. This expertise in religious matters suggests a connection between the Ezrahite clan and the Levites, who were, as members of the tribe of Levi, devoted to the religious and spiritual life of Israel. However, since Ezra's lineage can be traced back to Aaron, the chief priest, it is unclear if the Ezrahite connection to the Levites is direct or coincidental. In summary, the term Ezrahite in the Bible signifies a descendant of Zerah, a part of the tribe of Judah, and denotes a connection to the sons of Mahal. The possible linkage between the Ezrahite and the Levites sparks further interest in understanding the complex tapestry of biblical family lineages and their meanings. Prominence in Israel in the Bible. The term Ezrahite refers to individuals who were prominent figures in ancient Israel. Two well-known Ezrahites mentioned in the scriptures are Haman the Ezrahite and Ethan the Ezrahite. Haman was the named author of Psalm 88, while Ethan was the songwriter and author of Psalm 89. Both Haman and Ethan were considered wise men of their time, highly respected in Israel. The Ezrahites played a vital role in the religious and spiritual lives of the Israelites. They contributed significantly to the development and propagation of Israel's sacred songs. Father, grandfather, minister, missionary, deacon, elder, author, welcome to our family. View all posts.